छोड़ कर किसी दर जाऊं मैं, सुनता मेरी कौन है, किसी सुना this beautiful bhajan, my dear brothers and sisters, being that it's the first Sunday of 2026. All of us have come here for one reason and one reason alone. To thank the Lord for all that God has done in the year gone by. And to pray that every single one of us in this year that is coming, the year that we're in right now, being that the new year is a couple of days old only, and before you know it, it'll be Christmas again. But how can we make this life different now? The wonderful poet says, if I leave your doors, O Lord, if I leave the places that are good for me, if I leave the places that benefit me, where should I go in this world? Sunta meri kaun hai. If I don't listen to you, who will I listen to? And if you, O Lord, don't listen to me, who will listen to my prayers? For the world is full of selfishness. We make so many friends that have hidden agendas. We make friends that stray us on the wrong path. And then when we realize it, it is too late. Kisi sunao mein, who will listen to my prayer? Jab se how many times have I forgotten you, O Lord, and that forgetting of you allowed me to get too entangled in the material world, realizing that the years go by so fast, so quick, and anxiety and depression plague my mind. Upon forgetting about your greatness, these diseases engulf me. Lakhon kashta utaya hai, and I find myself in trouble. Therefore, the clarion call is, on this new brand new year, make the priority the Lord. Tere dar ko chhod kar kisi dhar jaun main, mere ghar ko chhod kar kisi dhar jaun main. numerous ways of going into the world and making myself confused. My various shortcomings and faults, O Lord, have prevented me from loving you completely. I've allowed the world of objects to fill my eye, and I've forgotten the one who's given me life. I've forgotten the one who has put me in this world for a divine purpose. I've forgotten the one who's put me in situations that are blessed, only to give them up for pieces of glass. Sometimes I yearn to meet with you, O Lord, but my blemishes of the mind were too powerful, and they stopped me as I advanced in age. How can I get that darshan? How can I get that scene again? I've wasted my time in this world. Today is the day when the new year, my dear brothers and sisters, is only 4 days old. Ask yourself the question, how much time, my dear brothers and sisters, have you wasted in this life? And the question is not only for me, it's not only for you, but it's for every single person in this world. Today is the day that you analyze your life. What things have I involved myself in 2025 that were not beneficial for me? What are the things that I've learned in Mandir, and have I been practicing them? Earlier I said, it is one thing to hear. Isn't that true? Right? Saya, can you stand up please? You see, when bigger kids lie down on the wall, what do you think these little kids are going to do? They're going to lie down. Right? This is what we call examples in Bhuvaneshwar Mandir. So as bigger kids, right, Noah? Right? Joshua, sit up straight. There's no exemptions. 2026 is a new Bhuvaneshwar Mandir, and you're going to understand what that means just now. Write this down. Hearing, H-E-A-R. Hearing means when I hear sounds. I hear these sounds, and any parrot can hear sounds, any monkey can hear sounds, any creature can hear anything. But write this word down. Listening. L-I-S-T-E-N-I-N-G. Listening means what? Why is Isabella in the back? Isabella, you know the rules of Bhuvaneshwar. Come quickly to the front. I'm going to be very strict in 2026. You know why? Because I see a lot of kids. I see a lot of kids going the wrong track. I see a lot of children, my dear brothers and sisters, doing the wrong things, telling their parents one thing and doing something else behind their backs. Listening to Pravachan at Bhuvaneshwar Mandir and not doing the right things in the world. It's going to stop. And I'm going to make sure that when parents don't do their roles, I will do it. Okay? Because somebody has to stand up for that, which is right. So the children of Bhuvaneshwar Mandir, in this temple, I expect excellence. What does that mean? I expect you to be the men and women of the world that will be the example. You know why? Because there are plenty of people outside in the world who are not the example, and we need examples in this world. Am I making myself clear? So from now on, there are going to be rules implemented, and the rules will be implemented as we go. And whoever doesn't follow these rules, the door is over there. I am not playing around in 2026. Because when an 11-year-old calls me 2 days ago at 11 years old and says, Archarya, I feel like killing myself. I feel like ending my life. When they've been coming to this Bhuvaneshwar Mandir for all 11 years, something is wrong. Something is wrong. That means that there's just so much we can do at Bhuvaneshwar, but there has to be follow-up at home. And when kids are able to run their parents over, when kids are able to tell their parents what to do, when children are able, my dear brothers and sisters, to rule the household, it's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen here. This is the folly of society, where parents are no longer leaders in the home, but they're letting their kids do whatever they want, especially under the age of 25. That is how you're able to destroy society, my dear brothers and sisters. So it's time we listen. It's no point that we come to temple and we're still victims of the world of objects. Some things I teach for so long I've been here, 11 years back at Bhuvaneshwar, and I'm lacking the change in the world, my dear brothers and sisters. I sometimes feel like I'm wasting my time. So today is the day that we start a new leaf. If we leave the door of the Lord, meaning what? We stop listening to pravachans. We stop registering what the knowledge is in our life. We stop understanding that the world of objects, my dear brothers and sisters, can be a very dangerous place for a young person. We stop understanding that mental scars are caused not later on in life, but they're caused when kids don't have what we call the ability to control their own minds when they're young. That is when we fail as a society, my dear brothers and sisters. And it's time that we start to grow stronger people, people with values, people who begin to see that there's work to be done, not only in the temple, but work to be done in society. And if we can be committed to a cause, committed to knowledge at an early age, and not looking at Mandir as a show, my dear brothers and sisters, this is when our life is going to be better. There are some people who come to Bhubaneswar Mandir and other mandirs, not only here, they come here to learn. Some people come here to serve. Those are the people who would advance. But if we come to Bhubaneswar Mandir just to socialize, and if we come to a place of worship just to hear our own voices, we're wasting our time here. We're wasting our time. So we have to analyze our lives. Are we coming for the right priorities in this world, or are we wasting another year? And guess what? If this young kid at 18 years old can pass away, we are all on the fence as well. So it's time we change our lives. And you know what? Some people may not want to hear this type of message. Acharya, why you be so mean? Why you be so mean to the picnics? No, somebody has to stand up for what is right. Okay? And if we can do so as a collective Hindu whole, my dear brothers and sisters, suicide, drug abuse, alcohol, the things that become so popular in society, where people are running towards those things and destroying their lives, my dear brothers and sisters, and creating these scars early on in life, if we create stronger souls now, the future is guaranteed to be bright. But it starts with the parents. It starts with the grandparents. It starts with the people. Don't cut them slack. You tell them where they're going wrong. Because once they live under your roof, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? This is what we have to start doing, my dear brothers and sisters. Or else, guess what? Better luck when they're 50 years old. And when they're 50 and 40 and 30 and 25, guess what? It's too late. The damage has been done. And why am I saying this? For my own growth? Am I saying this for my own good? I'm saying this for the good of everyone in society. Because it's only when you're in my position in life, my dear brothers and sisters, that you know what the dangers are. And you don't see them until it's too late. Until it's too late. So that is what this bhajan is saying. Tere dar ko chor kar kisi dar jaun mein. If I go anywhere else looking for happiness at a young age, or if my life has become just a showcase and there's nothing in my mind, there's no correction within me, there's no happiness within me, but I bandage my life with material objects, which door am I going to go to, and who's going to listen to me? The other day somebody came to me and said, Archarya, you know, I have everything. I have everything under the world. But what do you think I use my wealth for? I said, what do you use it for? You ever gave to Bhubaneswar Mandir? He said, no. What is the point you have all this wealth in the world and you don't give it to a good place where it grows and benefits society? Anyway, he didn't do that. And we don't call any donations here. We don't ask people for money. They give because they see the good work that we do here. That's one thing we don't do. We don't beg here. Anyway, so the person says, Acharya, I must confess to you. I said, what? I must confess that I use my wealth to mask my sorrows. I use the money that God has blessed me with, that God has put in these two hands after doing great work in the world. I use my money to go to all sorts of places every week, buy all sorts of intoxicants, and I drink and I celebrate. Why? Because when my mind is not occupied with the substance, I'm full of sorrow. Why did this happen, sir? I asked him. He said, well, Acharya, when I was young, here's what happened. My mother and father let me do anything I wanted. As a matter of fact, they were afraid of me. I threatened them one time, Acharya. I said to them, if you even tell me one thing, I'll run away from this home. And this is when I was 15 years old, Acharya. I'll run away from this home and never come back. And they were so afraid that they succumbed to everything I did. And he reminded me, much like Ravan. I know Ravan from Ramayana. He's not only in Ramayana, he's in this society. And who's the Ravan? Anyone who threatens the innocent, my dear brothers and sisters, and leads them on the wrong track. He said, Acharya, I was that. I was that. And at 40 years old, he said, I regret every one of my actions that were ill towards them. The ones who gave me life, the ones who clothed me, the ones who birthed me. And Acharya, on top of that, you know, I did go to temple, but I didn't listen. I didn't listen. So this, my dear brothers and sisters, is where we're going wrong in life. And I tell you right now, that whether we like it or not, we have to change. We have to. Or else 2026 will mean nothing. 2026 will pass, 27 will pass, 28 will pass, and 2100 will come. And this world will be the exact same place. How is it a new year? When you begin to do the right things now. And forgive me for what I'm saying today. But we live in a society that is prompting me to do this. When we see the disappointments in the world in the form of the youth, my dear brothers and sisters, what they're getting themselves involved in. And I'm not saying that everybody who comes to Mandir is good. Don't get me wrong. There are people who come to Mandir are the devil. They're the devil. But there are also people who come to Mandir that are good. And Rajan told me yesterday, Acharya, he reminded me, there are many people in this world who go to spiritual places who are not the best of people. But you know what I told him quickly? And Rakesh and all those boys who were in the car as we were going to pujas yesterday. You know what I told him? Don't look at anybody else. Look at yourself. Don't look at the person who's bad coming to temple. Don't judge anybody. You be your harshest critic. Why? Because the world depends upon you. Do you see what kind of leaders we have in society nowadays? Leadership starts with having peace of mind. Leadership starts with having spiritual knowledge. Leadership starts with the ability to see that work needs to be done and doing the work. And I often use the members of Bhubaneswar Mandir as an example. They don't wait for people to tell them what to do. They do it. When they see something wrong, when they see something that needs to be done in the temple, they put the priority first. And if we, my dear brothers and sisters, can do this in 2026, this world will be a brighter place. In conclusion, my dear brothers and sisters, the wonderful sage, Vashishta, comes to the door. Nowhere else. He doesn't go anywhere else, giving up everything. Goes to the door of Sri Ram and starts to tell the Lord all that he's done in an attempt to not waste this life, in an attempt to find more peace, in an attempt to be an inspiration to all. And what does he say? the things that we have to begin to do in order to be strong, in order to be great. You know, Krishna, when he spoke to Arjuna, right after Sari, he didn't speak to Arjuna nicely. Arjuna was going through depression, and it's totally human to go through depression. Don't let anyone ever tell you that anxiety and depression are not acceptable. We live in a world where the objects, as I told you before, will get the best of the mind who has not practiced certain spiritual practices. So should we judge a person who has anxiety and depression? By the way, what's anxiety? Anxiety is when we have a fear of loss. It's not a question of if they'll lose, it's a question of when. That's another point that these youth learn at the Bhubaneswar Mandir to make them stronger. What is depression? When I go over in my mind all the time the things that did me wrong 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So what are the antidotes to people who are going through depression, my dear brothers and sisters? Or for those of you who have never gone through that? Here's the thing. Japa tapa niyama yoga nija dharma. Vashishta is emphatic when he says that prayer, what is prayer? Prayer is when you take some time out of your busy schedule like you're doing today to make a connection with yourself. In this world that we live in, with Snap, with Instagram, with this, with that, with Facebook, I think our thumbs are more exercised than our brains because we're always scrolling. The other day I looked at somebody's thumb and then thumb didn't so big. Is all your thumb so big, right? He said, I'm exercising steady on the phone. My dear brothers and sisters, ask yourself the question, if scrolling is what we do with the majority of our time, will you ever be great in life? How does a person gain strength? How does a person gain muscles? If you want to go to the gym and you want to be toned, how do you do so? By sitting at home? You got to go to the gym. You got to go to the gym and work out. It is the only way to be fit in the world. Similarly, Vashishta Muni is saying, while working out is good for the physical body, there is something that we have to do with the mind. While we work the thumb out, we work the body out, we have to work on this mind, and prayer is what we need to do. What is prayer? Is prayer just a beggary? In going into 2026, we have to remove these erroneous notions. What is prayer? It's not just a beggary, but prayer is when I make a deep connection with that peace within me, so much so that not what anyone says, not what anyone does, whatever happens in this world, I'm still at peace with myself. That is prayer. And if you can honestly say, and all of you are here today, this mandir is full today, if you can honestly say that when I pray, that is what happens to me, 2026 will be a great year for us. Don't wait until you call Pandit and say, Pandit, oh no man, open a book for me, no man, open a book. This year will be a good year for me. It's only as good as you make it. There was a story of someone who had 2 birds in their hand. Radhisari knows the story good. Guruji used to tell this story every New Year's Eve. You have these 2 birds in your hand. This little boy had it behind him. And he would go to another boy and say, tell me if these birds are alive or not. Tell me, are these birds alive? And you know what one wise young person said to him? The fate of these birds are in your hands. Who's humming? Is somebody humming in the front row? Or paying attention? Are the fate of these birds, are they alive or are they dead? What did the wise person say? Tell me. The wise person said what? The fate of these birds are in your hands. Similarly, my dear brothers and sisters, in conclusion, the fate of our lives are in our own hands. Whatever we choose to do with our life, whatever we choose to do with others, whatever we choose to do with this gift, the gift that we all got is not the gifts under the tree. It's not the gifts that people gave us. My dear brothers and sisters, the true gift is this God-given life. And what you do with this gift is the greatest gift to God. This is what we have to think about in 2026. The Lord gave us parents. The Lord gave us gurus. The Lord gave us Bhubaneswar Mandir. The Lord gave us knowledge. And what are we doing with our lives? This is the question we have to ask. We live in a generation where these youths are weak in the mind, my dear brothers and sisters. They're easily strayed into the wrong company, the wrong people. They follow the wrong things. And I gave the example of Saya just now. This little child, she's seen all the bigger kids lying down on the wall like this. And what do you think she did just now? She lied down on the wall. My dear brothers and sisters, it's time we start to be better role models in this world, or else the next generation is going to come, then the next generation is going to come, and we're going to live in a society full of evil before we know it. So it starts with us, my dear brothers and sisters. Don't go judging anybody else. Don't go saying this person's that way, that person's that way. Don't go doing that. What you have to do is make a deep connection through prayer. Prayer means self-analysis. Prayer means digging deep within one's own self, finding that inner peace, finding that strength to do better, to resist all the wrong things in life, and growing every day. Why? Because life is not guaranteed for any of us. So forgive me for the strong message today. Life will be much better if there's a discipline. So this chaupai is taken from Uttarakhand, Doha number 48 rather. So life will be so much better if we're able to at least connect to that space within. And once that happens, nothing in the world can stray you from where you need to be and what you need to do and what you're created to be in this world. So today we conclude with a very beautiful bhajan. Shiva Puja me manalina rahe, mera mastaka ho aur dwara tera. Coming to the temple, I have vowed to supplicate my soul to you, the giver of life. And with this great gift, you have allowed me to see unconditional love. So that wonderful Lord who's giving me unconditional love every day, I promise to walk the right track in life. I promise to do things that are beneficial to me. I promise to be that person that you created me to be, O Lord. Allow me to not only worship you, but connect to you in this spirit within. Shiva Puja Krishna 2026 again worthwhile. And today was a day of learning. Sometimes getting shaken up in life also. It's not me. Sometimes it's because He's speaking through me. I told you before that some of the words that I utter, I don't know why I did, or why, or how, or where I got the words from. But they're this man who's sitting right behind me. And who's the man? Sri Prakash Gossai. And He didn't create Bhuvaneshwar Mandir for us to be weak. He didn't create it for us to be weak. All of us have to be strong. And sometimes it takes a leader in society, and I'm not the leader only. All of you are the leaders. All of you have to lead society. It takes a leader to identify where people are going wrong and help them transform. If you don't help each other, what are we doing in this world? Even Krishna, as I said before, he spoke to Arjuna never nicely until he was one with that happiness. That's where he learned. So when someone tries to correct you, they're not your enemy. The enemy is someone who's nice to you, who smiles with you, jokes with you, and takes you to the wrong track. And then before you know it, life is over for you. That's the enemy. Enemies are disguised as friends. Guruji used to say this in conclusion. It's great that I know who my enemies are. It's great. I know they don't like me. I know they're not for me. I know they don't have my best interest at heart. It's good. But careful who your friends are. Because a lot of friends are disguised as enemies, taking us to the wrong places, feeding us the wrong things, and we fall very stupidly, forgive me for using the word, very blindly and stupidly we fall them, without following them, without thinking for ourselves. So this is what we have to start thinking about at Bhuvaneshwar. And if we do so, we would definitely have a happy 2026. Or else, my dear brothers and sisters, when the trouble comes in your life, you would have quickly reflected at what was said today and wished we would have done better. So whenever anybody tries to correct you, they're not your enemy, they're your best friend. Prem Sula Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. At this point in time,